What do you think is the next
I think that question needs to be put to the Congress. I think that it's clear that Congress's policies, its policies, its positions on the conflict are so unextreme with the rules, and even with the American public, that it's I think what people made it available was they feel like I would like to think including future
I'm absolutely not. Congress is calling for peace.
Can somebody, hey, can somebody, your bags, can somebody watch them?
I can watch them. Hey, good, how are you doing? Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks. Yep. Thank you.
Negative, not at this time. Somebody's got to watch that.
Okay, well.
And you want to be a prisoner or you want to?
No, I'm just going to be
I think that this time step to one side or the other now. Fought out and paid for and get
Remember, we got to be able to walk the halls. People have to be able to walk. So don't leave your bags. Have somebody watch it. All right, we got to walk the halls.
How many people do we have?
Guys, you need to go over here. Everybody on this side of the hallway needs to move over to this side. We need a walkway through here, please. We need to move out of the side of the hallway.
Good, thanks. I just got back from the flotilla. I was one of the people that was on the flotilla. It's pretty outrageous what Sherman's doing. I think he's a hired hand for the state of Israel. Hired hand. And the people of his district in California ought to be recalling him because Israel's paying them more money than the U.S. government is, I'm sure, for being a representative. $69,000 is what Israel pays him. Yeah. Well, he's a hired gun.
As a foreign agent.
Yeah, he should. Foreign agent, Sherman, foreign agent. He's a lobbyist for Israel. Let's have a little protection for U.S. citizens, one of whom was murdered by the Israelis. And what does Sherman say? Put everybody else in jail, but nothing for the Israelis. What he's doing is protecting the state of Israel from the criminal acts it committed of murder, of kidnapping, of piracy at the high seas, imprisoning people, taking them to countries they don't want to go to. And then he says we are the ones that should be arrested. And he says that parliamentarians from other countries who are on those boats should never be able to see the United States of America again. He's being paid by Israel, so let him go run for the Knesset. As far as I'm concerned, I think the people of California ought to recall him right now, because what he's doing is jeopardizing the national security of the United States. We're not jeopardizing. What he is doing is creating hatred in the world for what he, as a United States congressman, is doing. So we intend to take him to task on this one.
And do you think that the flotilla fiasco will change the way American politicians view the situation?
Well, it wasn't a fiasco. It was an assault and a murder, and it should change the way that American politicians are looking at this. I mean, it shows the blatant criminal acts of the Israeli government, who thinks that they can get away with this with impunity, as they've been able to do virtually with everything else, with the support of their big brother, the United States government, that protects them from every criminal act that they've committed. So our job as citizens is to say this is not what we want our government to be doing. It's our role to put the pressure on this, and when we have outrageous, unbelievable statements like this representative has made here, which will infuriate, it will sow more seeds of hatred for the United States by what he's doing here. I mean, he needs to be called on the carpet on this, and that's exactly why we're here. We did not commit any criminal acts. What he is doing, I think, is treasonous for the United States of America. Yeah, pretty outrageous. 9 people killed, 50 of them wounded, and the spin is that the Israeli military were the victims in all this.
I'll be right back.
Not quite.
Tell me about the moment you discovered something amiss was happening when you were on the flotilla. What was that?
Well, we knew that there were Israeli ships that were following us for about 2 hours. We could see pinpoints of light back in the stern. When the flotilla, when the Zodiacs that were filled with anywhere from 10 to 15 commandos came up to the stern of the Mavi Marmara and started trying to board it, and started with the flash grenades, the shot grenades being thrown up into them, into the upper decks. we heard cracks of weapons. The Israeli military said those were just rifles being fired with paint pellets, and there were some of those, that's no doubt, but there were very quickly that was being followed by live fire. And an investigation that somebody's going to have to do on this, and I certainly hope it's an international investigation, because there are reports from Al Jazeera reporters that were on the upper deck that the helicopters that came in to have the commandos rode down were indeed, there was fire, gunfire coming from those. And that may be what precipitated the response of those people that were guarding the wheelhouse, who were there to try to delay the Israeli military going in. And it may be, okay, let me just finish this. And it may be that that's what precipitated the use of those sticks and the poles that you saw before. What nobody seems to be focusing on is the fact that the captain of the ship and the head of the IHH came outside and stopped all of the beating of the 3 prisoners. And then those prisoners, not prisoners, but the Israeli military were taken downstairs, given treatment, and then returned to the Israeli military forces. I want to say, as a person that was on that flotilla, that what was done by the Israeli military was a crime. The piracy on international waters of 6 vessels, the kidnapping of people, the murder of 9 people, to include an American citizen, the wounding of 50 people on board that, kidnapping us, taking us to a place that we did not want to go, which was the state of Israel, holding us for 48 hours, taking all of our possessions, to include all of our computers.
Went in on 2 of the ships in October and November of 2008. According to Representative Sherman, that makes me a terrorist. I am here to express my outrage at Representative Sherman's remarks and to offer myself up voluntarily for arrest should he choose to make the statements. There are no circumstances whatsoever under which ordinary citizens should feel intimidated by their government.
Blocking this congressman's office here. You're blocking the office here.
Pardon me, I'm walking through, thank you. I should be able to walk through with that, outstanding so far.
You guys need to move down further down the hallway. Turn around and move down the hallway. You need to move down. You need to move down. Let's move everybody down. We just need a way to be able to get into the office.
A 19-year-old gentleman was found with 5 bullets in him. 5 bullets, front and back. The 9 people that were killed had over 30 bullets that were in their bodies. 30 bullets. There were 3 that were shot right between the forehead, right between the eyes. They were assassinated by Israeli commandos, one of whom was the man that ran the internet, that for the press room, for the 20 big computers that were on board that were uploading all the reporters. We had over 70 reporters that were on board those ships that were filing stories all over the world. The man that ran that, the webmaster for IHH, was also the head of that press room. He was shot point blank between the eyes. 2 other people were assassinated right between the eyes. This was a brutal military attack on unarmed civilians. The Israelis have not provided 1 weapon, not 1 pistol, not 1 rifle that was on board that boat except the ones they brought on for broomsticks. And what the Israeli military did was criminal in acts and in intent. We demand that a representative of the United States of America, a congressman, hold accountable a government that has murdered a U.S. citizen, instead of a congressman like Congressman Brad Sherman saying that we are the ones that should be arrested.